Freedom. Yay. Always already. Freedom. Wholeness. Unconditional love. Super simple and ordinary. Just like these alpacas. They're just chilling. Nom nom. Nom nomming. Many of y'all likely know that this has been going by Atlas for a while, and its birth name being Arkadzi Alan Sakyan. And there was such a fascination with maps, and there was such a fascination with visualizing the individual on its transformative journey. Number 3 is now here. All 3 are here. And that has been exhausted. This summer, there were piles and piles of maps and visualizations of, again, what's always already wholeness, always already freedom, appearing as an individual that's on a transformative journey, that's making maps. And so what was clear is that there was really an inability to continue making maps. It's just unable, because where would one go? Where would one that is already no thing go? How would one share a map about how to be what one already is, or how to get something when it is already the case? So there had to be a clear ceasing, a clear no longer interested in map making, no longer interested in carrying the mirage world on the shoulders. Atlas, or Atlantis, or the collection of maps into an atlas. This obsession with maps, this obsession with duality, this obsession with assisting an individual that's already nothing with retreats or psychedelics or books or gurus or spiritual paths or anything that is not already this, just validates the existence of a seeker on a journey where there isn't. So maps validate an illusory seeker on a transformative journey to wholeness. So maps inherently validate an illusion. Maps are Santa Claus. Maps are spam. Maps spelled backwards is spam. They're spam because how could you go somewhere to become what you already are? They're Santa Claus because they're an illusion. It's just the story. So in a way, what is about to be shared was the unraveling, apparently, of these contractive threads that were an Atlas character that was obsessed about maps, and this was the sort of the final huzzah of only 4 visuals that are all pretty much have the same backbone. So it's freedom. That's what it's called. And this is on the website, there's only these 4 visuals under freedom. There's Home DAO, which is decentralizing basic needs infrastructures. And then there's simulation, which is this show. So when you click open this, and I'll share that it says there is only freedom appearing as this, there is only wholeness, and you'll see there in the first 3 images that, and in the 4th one, you'll see that the illusory individual, or the contraction in the body, is on path to mutually assured destruction, or mad, here in this rainbow earth. It's neither real nor unreal, but apparently the contracted individual is on path to mutually assured destruction. So when it's clicked open, this is that first visual. This is what feels like the last huzzah at being able to visually describe the ineffable. Trying to put what is ineffable into a 2D visual is hilarious. But this seemed to get as close as it felt possible. Again, it was hundreds of maps, hundreds of concepts, probably thousands of concepts on hundreds of maps, with all different kinds of colors and visualizations and stories that were seen to be completely illusory, a complete fabrication, because there is no me that's on a transformative journey. There's always already only wholeness and freedom, unconditional love appearing as everything, as what is. And it can appear as a contracted center that's on a journey to wholeness. And so here, obviously the green and the blue, it's all up for your interpretation. Obviously, the green and the blue are the two primary colors of land and ocean on Earth. And all of those little black lines are the bodies. And they're kind of like the villi inside of the gastrointestinal tract. And there's this black ether, unknown, vast expanse, no thing, apparently being something and everything. And so the whole thing is not two, the whole thing is indescribable. So this is how the ineffable is appearing. It does it no justice. But the second visual, it continues to tell the story through an expansion into that no thing being everything. All of this space, time, distance is all illusory. So everything is all happening at once, and there's no separation, and there's no part of the ocean that is more real than another part of the ocean. There's no solidity. There's no way to draw a box around. There's a scale invariance happening here. This is the macro level and this is the micro level. So you can see that scale invariance, but it's the same pattern, but at those two scales. And so there's no difference or distinction besides what is artificially constructed between the two bodies, or between all the bodies. There's no distinctions or differences. And then there's the appearance of distinction and difference and location and separation and others. But that's just an illusory appearance, because there is only the wholeness. There is only the wholeness that is appearing as this apparent dance. And so it is quite beautiful, because there's an impossibility of being able to take a portion of the ocean, draw an illusory box around it, and then compare it to another illusory bounded portion of the ocean and say that it's right, or that it's wrong, or that it's better, or it's worse, or that it's all water or air or wind or energy or appearance or just what is. It's all just what is. It's all just wholeness appearing. It's all wholeness appearing. That's what this is. This is all wholeness appearing. All of it. And so in the third visual, there's a an addition to the first visual, which is adding these names. And here the names are Bob, Karen, Sam, but they can be any Chinese or Arabic or African or Latin American or European or whatever names. It literally doesn't matter what names are inserted here. The point is that the names themselves are a label that is slapped onto the body when the body itself doesn't have a name. The body itself is identityless. It already is nameless. No thing, wholeness, is already nameless. It's already positionless. It's already everywhere, everything. No-thingness. It's already that. And then there's all that, again, a story, but that conditioning of parents and teachers and society saying you are this and you are separate from that. So you are Bob and you are separate from Karen. And so now prove yourself worthy through how much you know to Karen to earn her validation, to earn her respect. And so wholeness is just positionlessly playing all kinds of nonsensical, illusory games. Because it's the same no thing that's with itself without any distance, time, separation, anything. So here you begin to see that where there's a contracted assumption that is, I'm my name, I'm separate. Get some more of that alpaca action. That it's obvious that then that center point, which is illusory, is going to begin having a sense of lack, having a sense of others, all kinds of dualistic experience. And it's always already made of that wholeness that doesn't have name, that doesn't have position, that doesn't have a lack. The name is just something that's apparent. So this is apparently Atlas, apparently Arkadzi Alan Sakyan. It's apparently that. But it's wholeness being body. Wholeness is bodying. And that's the case everywhere. Everywhere is just infinity bodying, wholeness bodying, no thing, boundlessness bodying. It's all that. And that's what's clear here. What's clear here is this. It's totally it. That's mysteriously, beautifully appearing as this. And here's the fourth one. And this one is doing its best to not validate the dualism of there being an actual, real contraction in the body that is really on a path towards mutually assured destruction. Because all of this is just an appearance. it's all just an illusory appearance, because it is actually the wholeness that is undergoing said dream. And so what this is, this last image is communicating, is what you see as the military industrial complexes and all kinds of proliferation of nuclear weapons and all of those stories of pain and suffering and separation and religious warfare and warfare over resources and all that kind of stuff. All of that is a product of wholeness undergoing the appearance of a contraction into a center point, into a me that is obsessed about its ideas. It's obsessed about its knowing, obsessed about my country, my nation, my identity, my religion, my land. All of that is my, which is better than yours, smarter than yours, more at one with God, or whatever. And so because I'm more worthy and I'm more special than you and I know more than you, then this contraction is, I don't have a problem with dropping nuclear weapons on you. I don't have a problem with tanking or bombing or killing with machine guns. I don't have a problem with any of that, because you're an other. You're not the wholeness. You're not that. And so that contraction is all about me. It's all about having no issue whatsoever with mutually assured destruction. There's no issue at all with it. So every single war, every single proxy war, every single geopolitical dispute that's happening is wholeness appearing as a geopolitical dispute. It's unconditional love appearing as war and violence and bombs being dropped, equally as much as it's wholeness appearing like pizza. And beer and music and trees. And so apparently that contraction in the body, again, just the story, undergoes whatever transformative experience is to see how big of an illusion it is to chase after whatever it's looking for, whatever it's seeking, you know. So me will seek, will chase, will do whatever it can to try to find what's not lacking. So wholeness is never lost, but me thinks through experiences it can get wholeness. So it doesn't have a problem with mad in the sense of military, but it also doesn't have a problem with mad in terms of acquisition. It will acquire its way also. It will have billions or trillions of dollars before it even questions, maybe this is not, there's no way to find wholeness through acquisition. Maybe it's already wholeness. And so it doesn't have an issue with going and getting whatever material, whatever extravagant, luxurious material insatiably, and just getting more, me, more, need, lack. So that's how mad appears. So it's all just a bunch of separation porn. So it's just like sitting and eating popcorn while watching separation porn, while watching wholeness appearing as separation. And it's no different than sports, or movie. It's just that it's apparently happening at a geopolitical narrative level. And so that's why there's ramped up anxiety and ramped up it's just the wind that's blowing. It's just this. This is just unconditional love being. It's just that. And all of this is story. Everything here is just story. And that's why these visuals are like some sort of send-off of this will never be an accurate way of depicting the mystery. It's impossible to depict the mystery visually. It's just not possible. It's impossible to tell a story about the mystery or about freedom, because in doing so, you bound it. So no thing can't say that it looks like this or that it looks like that, because those are just boxes, those are just bounds, those are just stories. So you can say it's everythinging, and that includes war and pizza. And wholeness is unconditional love. Wholeness is freedom. No meaning is freedom. It's always here. It's always wholeness. It's always no one, everythinging. It's always that. It's always infinity. It's never been lost and it can't be found. And none of these visuals, none of them are even close depictions of what is. No movie, book, retreat, experience, guru, visual, nothing, no amount of meditation can assist leaving what always is. There is no leaving what this is. That's another way of saying it. There's no leaving everythinging. There's only everythinging. There's no leaving it. There's no leaving infinity. There's no leaving it. Yes, fam. Good to see y'all in the chat. So, a nice send off with visuals. Impossible to ever describe, but some visuals in a fun attempt to do so. So there's just never any separation. There's never been separation. There will never be separation. There will never be anything that's not wholeness. There will never be non-freedom. There will never be bondage. It is impossible for bondage to ever be. It can illusory appear to be as a tight experience in the body, but it's made of freedom. It's made of wholeness. There really isn't more to say. And again, everything that's been said does not take, first of all, there is no one. So no one is moving closer to what already is or further from. It's not possible. So this whole, it's just some sort of exhausting of these visuals and all of these hundreds of maps and thousands of concepts and only being able to put it into 4 of these visuals, and even these 4 visuals don't even get close to it. So there will never be a map. All maps are spam. Maps backwards. All maps are spam. Because there's already no one home. No one is home always and forever already. There's always, already, forever, no me, no separation, no individuality. It's always forever wholeness. Looking for it is missing it. Looking for it in maps or books or retreats or psychedelics or healing, shadow work, traveling, material possessions, relationships, sex, children, family, looking for it through objects of any sort, of all of those sorts, is missing what already is. So if family appears, or psychedelic appears, or book appears, or video appears, or car appears, or whatever, a travel appears, it's what's appearing, it's what is. It's what is. It's just what is. It's already freedom appearing as that. It's already wholeness appearing as that. It is not, there is going to be something that is gotten out of this that is going to make wholeness. Only me structures and perceives from a center point that is trying to get what's missing through all of those objects. So no one is fearlessly free to roar, to just be free, to just say, no, it's not going to be found. If there's pressure that's coming, there's just going to be a natural body response, which is no, it's not going to be found because it's not lost. And it's quite a shock to me that is pressuring. You should read this book. You should travel to this place. You should go on this retreat. You should do another psychedelic. You should have children and a family. You should buy a car and a house. You should this. You should that. You should. And that's the narrative of me. The narrative of me is always taking its dualities and you should and ideas, and it's always peddling it. It's always trying to manipulate, change, or control the appearance in a way that for it to feel whole. But it can't, because it's already trying to manipulate and change what is, to find a sense of wholeness that is not lost. It's not lost. It's never lost. And so it's beautiful because no one just roars. It's just beautiful. It's like Kali. It's just an unknowing and no thinging that is so beautifully ordinary and powerful. It's just like the alpacas or the cats or the dogs or the innocent babies, children playing, the unconditional love. It's just that. And it just can't be manipulated. It can't be manipulated. This can't, when there's no position, when there's no location that's happening, there's no more manipulation that can happen. Because the manipulation was from a center point with another center point, apparently. So wholeness, when dreaming as two separate center points, all kinds of conditionality is happening, all kinds of conditional love, all kinds of conditional relating. And then when the individual apparently drops away and it's seen that it never was, and there's always been locationless, positionless, no thinging, no one does not repress. Everything just freely flows. There's no more straitjacket. And so when that center point is aggressively trying to manipulate and control, no one just fearlessly responds and makes it clear that there's already no one there. You're not real. And that's very annoying to a sense of me that is always wanting something, always needing something. And so either it will leave, it will fight, it will, if there's that tiny opening of unknowing, of the ineffable, of no one, it can also unwind. But there's no one that's in control of that. It's just all spontaneously, apparently happening. So there's no one that is controlling. Period. There's no one that's controlling. It's just boundlessly free. Always, forever, already, boundlessly free and whole. So it's way simple. It's so ordinary. There's no specialness about it at all. None. Me is a hilarious hallucination of specialness within wholeness. Because only wholeness apparently avoiding itself uses this center point, uses this me to avoid being no thing, everythinging. But that's just a story. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. There's a question in the chat about psychedelics, as always. There's always this, the me is so attached to a cause. It wants a cause. This is not it. This is not it, so I need a cause for it to be nothing. It's always already nothing being everything. It's already that. It's already that. It's not caused by psychedelic or book or guru or retreat or healing or shadow work or psychotherapy. Or traveling or material possessions. It's not caused. It is not caused. It's hilariously not caused. But me, the appearance of me, can't help but constantly be obsessed about what is the cause. What is the cause for wholeness? What is the cause? What is it? And like was said in the last episode on unknowing, the most psychedelic thing imaginable is me. Wholeness is absolutely ordinary and natural. However, an apparent contracted center point in a body that is lacking and needing and seeking, however that apparently happens, that's the most psychedelic thing imaginable. And me thrives on these stories. So if me can get another me to start sharing about experiences and retreats and psychedelics and gurus and books and all kinds of things, then what it does is it justifies and validates the existence of the apparent me that's listening, so that it itself can continue going on its transformative journey and believing, there will be wholeness one day, there will be freedom one day. And so there is just a cessation of validating the existence of an illusory individual. The cessation of the validation of an illusory individual. So whatever is watching, whatever is hearing, that is nothing. That is nothing. That doesn't have location. It doesn't have time. It doesn't have identity. It doesn't have name. That is infinity. That is it. It's already here. It's right there. It's already free and whole. Right there. Everywhere. It's already that. Not after something happens, then it will be that. It's already that. And that's why it's already that, it's already, it's already, it's already, it's already, it's already. It's already wholeness, already free, already without location, without position, centerless, no thing. It's already that. It's already that everythinging. It's everythinging. 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 Appearing as bodies, appearing as names, appearing as bodies, appearing as names. Appearing as a contracted me in body, mutually assuring destruction with military industrial complexes, nuclear weapons, separation across nations and religion, fighting over resources and trillions of dollars. The most beautiful story. And the wholeness that always is. The wholeness that always is. The wholeness that always already is. Not later, not to be attained, not an acquisition, not an acquisition. Always already free, here, now, everywhere, nothing. Nothing, everythinging. Nothing, mystery, ineffable, everythinging. Nothing, mystery, ineffable, everythinging. So simple, man. It's really so simple. That urge, that pattern, that muscle, that lack, that experience of contraction in the body, which is, I am not whole, I am not worthy, I am not everything. That is an illusion. That is an illusion. That is an illusion. I will be whole after I've saw that post online that offered a course and then I became whole. That's an illusion. And me hates hearing that because me thrives on journey of a story of transformation over time to reach wholeness. And it's hilarious. There's all kinds of stories of decades. Oh man, I've been seeking 50 years. I have a big, bright golden star on my forehead that says seeking for 50 years. I've seen 12 gurus in my life. I've read 1,000 books on spirituality. Look at my big gold star on my forehead. Listen to all of my stories. Validate me. I'm not whole. And then I'll listen to your stories and validate you not being whole. And then Kali just cuts the duality, cuts it, because it's already not there. It's already not there. There's already no individual. There's already no story of transformation over time into wholeness. There's already only wholeness there and everywhere. There's already only wholeness everywhere. That's it. That's it. Oh, it's quite simple, quite ordinary. It's not special. The most simple imaginable. It's just this. This very effortlessly dows. It naturally and spontaneously just creates the decentralized autonomous organizations decentralizing basic needs, people being free. No one being free. It's already free. It's no one appearing to be caught in a matrix. But it's already no thinging. It's that unconditional love and feeling and frequency of the cat purring, the dog, pet, the baby, the child, the play, the innocence. The unknowing. Always and already. Well, it's been fun. It's been fun these visuals, freedom of the ineffable is not possible to visualize. Just being released in the ether and just that current flowing. It feels really good, the urgency to map no longer. The urgency to collect concepts and ideas and visualize what this is no longer. Because it's not possible to conceptualize, to ideate. This. Simply this. The freedom that is already, always. That can't be bound. It can't be put into maps. It can't. It's absolutely futile to put into maps. And the videos, the streams, the conversations on the channel being more and more about always already wholeness, always already freedom, always already unconditional love, everythinging, and not validating the illusory individual on a transformative journey to wholeness that is also mutually assured destructioning, apparently. That will be exciting and magnetizing and fun and Taoing, and there will be events and all kinds of fun things that will be played on together. And there will also be me that hates this. And that's also just, again, wholeness apparently meing and apparently hating it not being validated. Wholeness meing refuses to be invalidated. And then it attacks, sometimes, Kali, when Kali says, you're not real. Your story's not real. You don't exist. There is only wholeness. There is only freedom. Only locationless, positionless, unconditional love appearing as everything, which invalidates the story, loops, and neuroses of a center point called a me that is constantly lacking and needing and grabbing and objectifying and manipulating the appearance. And so when Kali cuts those dualistic roots and undermines and undermines and undermines repeatedly, me will, that either that little pinhole of the ineffable will there'll be a relief, a relaxation, and an opening up to what always already is, or there will just be a screw this, on to the next experience. Because me wants to try to experience its way out of separation that isn't already. The separation already isn't. There is always already only wholeness. Oh my goodness. It is literally saying the same thing like a broken record, endless ways. There's only wholeness. That's the only isness, is wholeness. What else can be said about the ineffable? Nothing. Nothing can ever be said about it. And wholeness isnessing is the closest you can get. You can't get closer than wholeness isnessing. Wholeness everythinging. Wholeness everythinging. It's always been no one. It's always been no one. That's so clearly seen by nothing when that apparent individual dissolves. It was never actually there. It never actually happened. It's not happening right now. It's already not happening. It's always already not happening. Me is always already not happening. Only wholeness is missing. Only wholeness. And it's hilarious because there's me can also want to be the change that the world needs. The way to be the change that the world needs is through absence, through the dissolution of the center point that isn't actually there. By not meing, by wholenessing, that's the change that the world needs. The ultimate morality and ethics is through the absence of me. Perfect timing. Oh, without any meaning. Just is. It just is. It simply just is. It's so simple. It's way too simple. It's way too simple. It's way too ordinary. It can't be known. It just already is. It can't be grabbed and put into a box or an object to be attained or owned, or that gold star of enlightened or awakened. It can't be that because it's already nothing. Everythinging. It's already that. It's always that. It can't not be that. Can't not be that. Can't not be wholeness. can't not be wholeness. It can't not be everythinging. It can't not be nothing. It's always that. It's always nothing. It's always everythinging. It's always wholeness. And so it just hyper undermines the illusory individual on a transformative journey or on a path to mutually assured destruction through its needing, need, lack, want, more. Must have top military grade weaponry to protect my illusory bounded nation. Must have top military weaponry to annihilate the other, which isn't. There's already no separation. Always already no separation. Hey, this is a live stream. Just answering a live chat. Always already no separation. And it's so obvious. There's not a single bit of separation here. Not a single bit of separation. It's so blatantly obvious. It's so obvious that there's only wholeness. It's so simple and ordinary. It's so ordinary. Wholeness overlooking itself. Always. It never really does. It just apparently does, as a mirage, as a dream. Wholeness dreaming a center point called me. This is the only dream. The only dream is that wholeness has a center point. The only dream is that wholeness has a center point that is called Karen or Bob or Sam. And that center point is on a journey to wholeness. It just doesn't matter which country's names you put here, which is fascinating. And that same thing's true in this scale invariant version too. It's unbelievable. It doesn't matter. All of infinity, everythinging, has no separation, has no bounds. Is just wholeness dreaming a center point. There are no center points. This is so simple. It's crazy how simple it really is. Thanks on the nice voice chat. The ASMR is heating up on the channel. There's more ASMR content that's coming. It's really exciting. There will be one later today that will start things off. Oh boy. It's so simple. It's so simple. There's no complexity to this. This. Ordinary. This. happening, appearing, simple, isness. It's so easy. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Mwah. Infinite unconditional love, as always. So simple, so ordinary. This freedom, wholeness, always, forever, already is. Yay!